Phytoplankton exist in a variety of different forms, sometimes designated according to size.
Ultraplankton and phytoplankton and nanoplankton are terms that are used for various size classes, and they may or may not be used even uniformly by biologists. But ultra and pico and nano all mean little, so that's pretty simple. But phytoplankton are distinguished also by other attributes. So dinoflagellates, for example, are a group of phytoplankton that have two flagella. They have two long whip-like appendages, one of which sticks out from one end and helps pull the animal forward, and the other one of which is wrapped around the cell, and when it beats, it spins the cell on its long axis.
They can actually swim, not fast enough to buck an ocean current, but fast enough so they can effectively control their vertical position in the water column, which is a great thing to do if you're a phytoplankton cell. You can swim up to get light and swim down to get nutrients. Actually, the most abundant plankton on Earth are very, very small phytoplankton cells called prokaryotes. They don't have a nucleus in their cell. They're very, very small, just a few microns across, and just tremendously abundant throughout the world ocean. And they look like little green dots under a microscope. Although these are the most abundant, there are just tremendous varieties of other types of phytoplankton. Beautiful chain-forming diatoms that look like little beads strung together in a nice long chain. There are phytoplankton called coccolithophores that build these very, very ornate calcium carbonate shells around their bodies.
While there is a great deal of variety within the phytoplankton community, all of these diminutive organisms share in common a critical role in the marine ecosystem.
Phytoplankton are the base of the marine food chain. By the process of photosynthesis, these organisms grow, and they double and reproduce and reproduce. And so the way that that material makes its way up the food chain is it's eaten by other things.
While the term food chain is still widely used by some to describe the transfer of energy between organisms, others contend that the complex nature of this process is better described by the word web rather than chain.
The classical view of how energy is transferred between organisms was of a food chain, so that there's primary producers, which are eaten by zooplankton, which are eaten by small fish, which are eaten by larger fish. We now know that the transfer of energy occurs more through a food web, so that there are many complex interactions.
Many organisms will switch their food source depending on what's available. Some high-level predators might eat directly on phytoplankton or on lower food levels at one time of the year and eat maybe higher in the food web at other times of year. So it's really not this clear-cut path, this flow of material and energies through marine ecosystems. It really is more like a web of pathways through which energy and materials flow in a marine ecosystem, which make them more complicated.